Hi everyone, last time we discussed the concept of nodal analysis. Now we're going to have a sample problem employing the nodal analysis. Let's have this problem number 1. Solve the current I shown in the figure. Recall the steps in applying the nodal analysis. First is we have to identify the nodes and label them. So how many nodes do we have? So this is the node, the non-reference node, because it has 1, 2, 3 branches connected to it. So we'll call this as node 1, and we'll let the voltage at this node as V1. And we have also this node at the bottom, wherein there are 3 branches connected to it, at least 3 branches. So this node, we call this as the reference node. So how many non-reference nodes are there? So there is only 1. Okay, so meaning we have only 1 equation to be written. And after identifying the non-reference and the reference nodes, then we'll have to assume the current direction, branch current direction. So let's say this is the branch current I1. Okay, since in this branch, we already have that branch current I. So the current that flows through the 10 ohms is the current I. And at this branch, we have the branch current 2 amperes, which is the independent current source. So let's start now writing our equation. So at node 1, we'll apply KCL at node 1. Recall that KCL is just the sum of current entering the node and equals to the current leaving the node or current out. So we have to look at node 1. So what are the currents entering? So we have the 2 amperes and I1. And the current is, we have I. Okay, so then the next step is we have to replace the currents in terms of the node voltage, the given source voltage, and the resistances. So let's just copy the 2 because this is already given. This is constant. And I1, so in our figure, we let I1, its direction is to the right. So meaning at this node, the voltage here is just equal to the 12-volt source. This voltage, 12 volts, means higher in potential than the voltage at this node, which is the V1, since we assume that the direction of I1 is going to the right. So then we'll write the current equation, I1 as, using Ohm's law, so you have 12 volts minus V1 divided by the resistance 2 ohms equals the I. So I is equal to V1 since the direction is to the right also. So V1, so what is the voltage? What are the nodes that these 10 ohms are connected to it? So we have node 1 and the reference node. So it will be the voltage drop across the 10 ohms. It will be the difference between the V1 and the reference node. And remember that the voltage at the reference node is 0 volt. So we have V1 minus 0 divided by 10. Since we have the denominators here 2 and 10, so to get rid of the denominator, so let's multiply both sides of the equations by the least common multiple, which is the 10. So multiplied by 10. So 10 times 2 is 20. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So you have 5 times 12 minus V1. And 10 divided by 10, that's 1. 1 times V1, that's V1. And then simplify the equation and distribute the 5 to each term inside the parentheses. So you have 5 times 12. That's equal to how much? That's 60. Then minus 5 V1 equals V1. And then we'll separate the variables from the constants. So we have the constants 20 and 60 here. So it is 80. And let's transpose the negative 5 V1 to the right side. It becomes 6 V1. So dividing both sides by 6 to solve for the V1. So V1 then is equal to 80 divided by 6, or that is 13.333. Repeated 3 volts. Okay, so let's go back to the problem. The unknown here is the branch current I. So where is the I in the figure? So the I, it's in here. So it's the current that flows through the 10 ohm resistor. So what is the voltage drop across the 10 ohm resistor? It is the voltage difference between the V1 and the node here, which is the reference. So it's just like that the voltage across 10 ohms is just equal to V1. So therefore so you have here thus I is equal to V1 over 10. Or you have 13.33 volts divided by 10 ohms. So you have here 1.333 amperes.